Alright guys, so it is the Gully B Carnival special here on Represent Radio. Of course this weekend would have been Notting Hill Carnival here in London, but unfortunately we're in a lockdown situation still due to COVID, so the carnival isn't going to be happening. But that does not mean that I've stopped bringing some of the best guests from around the world to rep the flags in Caribbean culture. And right now we're stopping off in Grenada with the Soca superstar, Mr. Killa. How are you doing, man?
I'm all good. I'm fine, and all is blessed at the moment because, you know, even through this pandemic time, we have to just search for the positive energy and hang on to it, you know. So that's that's what is happening here, man. You know, we're still in the beautiful island of Grenada. It's beautiful here. The sun is out today, so I'm extremely fine.
Yeah, man, that's what I love to hear as well. I'm glad that we're bringing them positive vibes right in time to everyone, no matter where they are. We're bringing positive vibes. And that's how we do, man. So, for you, man, like, how is it over there in Grenada at the moment with lockdown and everything like that? Have you still? How's the scene been for you? Have you still been working on music throughout this time, or how have you been coping through the lockdown?
Well, during the lockdown time, I have a non-profit organization which is the HMF Foundation. You know, I've been out there just feeding people, trying to provide for the needy and the less fortunate and stuff like that. I try to kind of just channel my energy towards that, you know, help who's around me, pay attention to my surrounding, pay attention to what is happening, and try to, as I say, you know, pull the positive energy out of the universe because there is so much negativity happening. I have the studio here, also have a radio station, so I just been kind of working to, when you're leading the team, you know, you can't get weak. You know, sometimes you do have your little weak moment, but you have to try to remain strong, you know, for your team. And there is like 21 young people that is employed with me. So I just kind of dive into the deep oceans of positivity and try to remain strong during this World COVID-19. But that's what I kind of focused on. Besides that, I just started a farm, started an amazing project. Wow. You know, so I'm going to do a full-blown farm. Also on the music side of things, yes, we've been doing new music. I've been working with young artists also, so we have a couple of artists to push soon. Also, we just have good news in the last week. I've been working on it like a year and a half now, and everything has went through. So now I own my own publishing company in the United States.
That's amazing.
We're working on some label stuff together with me and Cotton Blue, which is Dirty Dutch out of St. Lucia. Together we are working on some other platforms, you know, for distribution and stuff like that with some of the biggest distributors in the world. So, you know, I've just been trying to, you know, spread those tentacles, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm so glad to see how you've used your platform for so many great things as well. Because obviously here in the UK, like last year, for example, I know tunes like Run With It, for example, were like just the biggest anthems of the year when we were on the truck at Carnival last year. And then fast forward to earlier on this year, you'd collaborated with Major Lazer on their Soca Storm EP. Like, I say collaborated, it's your EP essentially. Like, you were the star of that show. And I love the fact that you've been able to bring authentic soca music to, I'd say, almost like commercial EDM audiences around the world. A lot of people have discovered soca music thanks to you now.
Yes, most definitely, and that is something I'm really grateful for because that is like literally helping the art form, helping the genre, helping. So I have to say the genre because soca deserves to be its own genre. You know, the culture break market, and that's like one of my greatest achievements. You know, and I'm happy that you mentioned that because there is so much people that reach out to me and they say, "Yo, I never used to listen to soca, but blah blah blah." You know what I mean? And I love this song and I love this vibe, and that means everything to me. Because the people that already, the soca lovers, they are my fans. They're like family. I call them the FFF gang, the friends of fans and family. You know what I mean? So they don't already have the culture, and some of them don't even know how blessed they are to be a part of this culture. Because soca music is no violence. It's not about violence. It's not about crime. It's not about drugs. You understand what I'm saying? Our only drug is a shot. It's a shot of rum. You know what I mean?
And that's all it's all about, man. And there's so many songs that I think that you managed to embody that as well, and it's a positive vibe. And that's one thing I absolutely love about soca. especially right now here in the UK, this would be the Not Nil Carnival weekends. We'll be having Carnival, and a lot of the time I feel people, when they think of Carnival, they straight away associate to dancehall and reggae from Jamaica, and I'm like, there's like at least 60% of Carnival is soca music and calypso and those origins from the trucks.
Of course. Well, when you talk about Carnival, you know, Carnival, I say big up to the dancehall music because I'm a dancehall fan. I was first a reggae and dancehall artist before becoming a soca artist, so reggae dancehall is my music, same way. But when you speak about Carnival, soca music, you understand? When you talk about the Carnival, because you see, soca music speak the language of celebration. Soca music, you see, reggae music is like the newspaper. Reggae music is like the voice of the poor people. Reggae music is like the messenger, you know. And you have to give reggae music that pedestal, that place. You know what I mean? You have dancehall music. Now, dancehall music is about the dancing and also speaking the language of the gully, the ghetto, the trenches. You understand? And even the higher versions of life, you know, within the Caribbean and Jamaica especially. And you have the dancehall music explaining what the life is being on the street. You know what I mean? And then you have soca music now that speaks mainly to, because calypso music was also the messenger, the newspaper and stuff like that. But then you have soca music, the soul of calypso, coming along and being that music of celebration. Wave your rag, wave your flag, jump up and break away, jump with a friend, take a shot of rum, somebody tumble down, you understand, pick up something, run with it, you understand, make the party lean on the side. So when you talk about soca music and you speak carnival, when you say carnival is like soca is like carnival. You know, they represent for each other perfectly. You know, it's a unity that you just cannot break. So when you say carnival, you have to think about soca. So if you go to Brazil, when you say carnival in Brazil, even though they don't listen to the soca, but you listen to the rhythm that they use, is another rhythm of celebration, is a rhythm of dance. You know what I mean? So soca music, carnival, they are like husband and wife. Yeah. You know? Absolutely. Most definitely.
I think that's a really important message as well, man. That's what we're always trying to showcase here on the show. I know I'm guilty of sometimes playing almost too much dancehall just on the show and not showing as much love to soca. So that's why today I wanted to tap into all the other islands in the Caribbean and showcase what's important about each one. So I kind of want to talk about Grenada and the soca scene in Grenada, because it is very different. Because let's talk about Jab Jab. Can you explain kind of the vibe around that in comparison to other carnivals and other styles of the culture around the world, man?
So you have the year 1700, slave ships arriving. You understand? Something dwindling like this in the horizon. Slaves arriving. You understand? And to the plantation where they worked on slave, you know? And there came a time where, you know, the slaves couldn't even really gather properly. They kept them away from the spiritual heritage, the spiritual celebrations and stuff like that. There was times when, you know, the slave master would put molasses on their skin and mock them as they do brutal things to them. So when emancipation came, when the freedom came, because you see, some people feel like when the horns on your head is the devil and whatever it is. But that came from the roots of Africa as warriors. Then when the revolution started in Africa in enough places, what they used to do is take the horns of the bull and make the helmet and put on their heads, and they paint themselves in coals dust as they would go to the fields in the night as they fight war, and you would mistake them for a cattle. You understand what I'm saying? Is actually using it as a decoy, you know? So that warrior spirit was there, but at the same time, the slaves saw the slave masters as the devil. And that's why the warrior with the hands now that painted black tongue and saying, let me pull the tail of the devil. You know what I mean? We're not scared of it. We'll go down to the bottomless pit and find him and fight with him. You understand? But it was a celebration of freedom where we don't wear the chains no more, but now we drag the chains. You know what I mean? And all our ancestors that have died, you know, we bring the coffins so the spirit is with us. So we're not scared of the dead no more. That's why we drag the coffin in the road. And we're not scared of the beast of the field. Now they are my friends, whether it's the snake or the this and so all the fearful things that they have taught us. Jab shows that they have broken that fear. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. They have broken that fear. So the chains we drag it, the coffin, the death, we're not afraid of it. The beast that you taught us that we need to be afraid of, we're not scared of it. So then jab, express extreme freedom, but also power and cunningness of a warrior.
Yeah, man. That is the most powerful thing on today's show, hands down. I'm so glad that we can talk about the heritage, the history of jab as well, because a lot of the time people see it in the streets, things like Carnival as well. They see oil, they see the horns, and they don't understand. They see it's party. They can see the entertainment, the excitement, but they don't know the history of it. And I'm glad that you managed to explain it so eloquently on today's show, because I always want people to understand that Carnival originated hundreds of years ago. This is not a new thing that happens in London, for example, or anything like that. There's origins to this that people should always make sure they're doing their research and understanding. And I'm really glad that you have been able to stay authentic to that true spirit and become one of the biggest soca star in the world. Your music has travelled, and you've travelled away to a place like China and things like that to do shows. And the fact is, you're still carrying that message.
Of course, and I think I just started, you know, and it's a pleasure to stand where I stand, in soca music. But we still have so far to travel, and that's why I'm trying to do the right things at the moment, you know, on the business side of the music, and trying to teach the artists close to me, and you know, just keep the music as authentic as we can. As you see, I went back and I do an authentic jab the other day. Jab, abdik you, jab, abdik you, bakarona, jab, abdik you, bakarona, jab. That is an old, ancient melody. And the way that we build the drums, it sounds like it's a jab band coming down in the street, you know. And when I did that, it's so unique that I have African friends. And one of my African friends from Kenya actually linked me and he said, bro, that sound like some of our traditional music, like, you know what I mean? That's so surprising. And right now it's like an intention I have deep within to try to see if I can get some African artists to do a jab rhythm.
Wow,
you know
that would be amazing.
Yeah, so you know, I mean, the boundaries are far away from us. It's the boundaries is yet far away. So it's time, I think, we will try to push soca as much as we can. And I want to say hats off to Major Lazer. Big up to Major Lazer. Big up to my management team, Mr. Nikeshi Dells, Brad. Big up yourself, because trust me, we've been working hard to try to spread the soca music in a unique way, because some people feel like soca music have to be completely shaved down or redesigned, you know, for it to be accepted. And I say, yo, we just need to keep pushing. We just need to keep teaching them about the music. We definitely going to do collaborations, we'll do fusions of soca, like what we did with Major Lazer and stuff like that. But I was so happy that Major Lazer didn't just turn it all into EDM. They literally believe in the music. They give a different love to the music also. So they left Soca Storm as is. Yeah. You know, we created Soca Storm as soca, and then, you know, after we give it a little vibe, a little blend, so you can work into different markets and stuff like that. But I just want to say blessed love and hats off to those people that's out there, all the DJs around the world, all the people like yourself that is showing love to the music, using your platform to give air to soca. Man, God bless you, because I think soca is a big, loving, positive togetherness music, you know.
Absolutely, man, and it's a blessing to be supporting it too, especially on today's show. We've been speaking to a lot of other artists on today's show. For example, we spoke to Teddyson John about how in St. Lucia they have things like the Denery segment, which is a whole subgenre of soca, how Grenada has its own sound, like the jab sound, a lot more faster drums that you can hear from. You said the African influence on that one too as well, and I love that each island has their own kind of different take on things. So one thing I've been asking all the guests on today's show is to pick 2 songs to represent their country and rep their flag, and I'm hoping that you could pick 2 songs today for us to pick for Grenada.
There was a song of mine called Spice I Rock, and you know that's an older song, but that's a song that really speaks, you know, about my island, the love that I have for it. I literally just did it over. Maybe right after this, I can send you the new recording. It's not even out yet.
Wow.
I could give you the opportunity to play this whole new recording, Spice I Rock, redone. And if I have to choose another song, that's so difficult. That's so difficult because there is so many songs.
We can do another one of yours if you want, man, because you are definitely, when people talk about Grenadian soca, Mr. Killa is who they say.
Boy, if I have to do another song right now, I would choose the last jab song that I did, Spice I Rock and Jab Jab After Cure. You know what I mean? Alright? But you don't know, run with it, roll it, all of those songs, it's amazing songs, that's why it's so difficult. But then you have some good songs from Laverman, you have good songs from Tafri, you have good songs from the Boys and so many other artists. And I like that some of our older artists, you know, music is also getting played these days. Because the other day I went to before all of this, I heard like an old Tangler. I don't know if you heard about Tangler, but there's an old artist called Tangler. And I'm in the middle of New York and I heard the Tangler playing and I said, wow, it's like the new music, the new artists as myself causing people to now dive into the music and see what is there. You know what I mean? So yes, I choose these 2 songs, but I invite people to just go on YouTube and type Grenada Soca, Grenada Music, or Mr. Killa, whatever you want to do, and just take in the music, man.
Mr. Killa, thank you so much for joining us on the line today, because that song, for a lot of people, has been the thing that opened them up to a lot of soca music in general, but especially the Grenadian sound. They can definitely get to hear more of the, I say, the non-sort of calypso style, and they can hear the much harder stuff that you provide.
Most definitely. And I give thanks to every person that, you know, listen to soca music, show love to soca music, show love to the Caribbean and the whole, and the culture of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? Big up to all my dancehall fans, big up to all the reggae fans, the Afrobeat fans. You know what I mean? Keep loving the music, and most of all the soca fans, I love you dearly. Thank you so much. And the music is coming. Trust me, it's coming. Stay tuned because it's coming.
We cannot wait. Mr. Killa, thank you so much for joining us on the Carnival special on the Gully B show here on Represent Radio. It's an absolute blessing to have you here to kick off the bank holiday, what would be Notting Hill Carnival, but we're bringing Carnival to people's ears through the radio right now, and you provided that today.
Blessed love, and watch London Notting Hill Carnival the next time. There is a Notting Hill Carnival, we're going to shell the whole place. Yeah. And blessed love to the whole wide world. Blessed love to all my London fans, my my French fans and family, my freedom fighters forever. Blessed love. And to you, brother, thank you so much for having me on here. It's a pleasure. And thank you so much for using your platform to just spread the music and spread the vibes and engage with the artists and the culture and spreading it to the wide world of people and audience that you have. Blessed love, man. And when Grenada open back up, make sure I see you playing a jam.
I'll be there,
make sure
man.
you're playing a jam.
I'll be there, I promise.
Make sure I see you and all your friends and family in Grenada Carnival when this is, you know what I mean, this is lifted and jam is back. You know what I mean? Blessed love.
Big up, Mr. Killa. Thank you.